Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into this fascinating collection of reports, commentary, social media snippets, all zeroing in on one absolutely massive day in cricket.
Yeah, it's all about South Africa. Finally getting their hands on a major global trophy at Lord's, a specific Saturday, June 2025.
Exactly. The place, Lord's, steeped in history. The team, South Africa, carrying what, nearly 3 decades of baggage?
27 years of near misses, yeah. So our mission here is to unpack all that material you send over, look at the key moments, the twists and turns.
And really get to grips with why this win meant so much. How do they actually pull it off after all that time?
Let's figure it out.
Okay, so first, context is everything, right? We have to understand the history your sources kept highlighting. South Africa back in '92, tons of talent, but
But this string of, frankly, heartbreaking losses in big tournaments, it's unavoidable.
yeah, that choker label the reports mentioned, it just seemed to follow them around.
Oh, definitely. And everyone remembers, or your sources certainly did, that '99 World Cup semifinal, the tie against Australia. Just soul-crushing stuff for their fans.
You felt like they could build all this hope, play amazing cricket, and then right at the end, something would just go wrong.
Precisely. And if you look at the actual trophy since '92, there's just that one, right? The 1998 ICC knockout thingy in Bangladesh.
So, a very long wait. Heading into this World Test Championship final in 2025, it wasn't just another match. It was like 27 years of ghosts sitting on their shoulders.
And the opponents couldn't be tougher, really. Australia, reigning champs, described in your notes as a well-oiled machine.
That pace attack, Cummins, Starc, Hazelwood, formidable, and batters like Smith who just grind you down.
So yeah, South Africa rocked up at Lord's as the definite underdogs, carrying all that history.
Right, let's get into the match itself. Day 1, June 11th. Gloomy London skies. Pretty standard.
Yep. And Temba Bavuma wins the toss, opts to bowl first. Bit of maybe a surprise call, relying on the overheads, perhaps.
Seemed like it. And initially, wow, it looked inspired.
Mm.
Kagiso Rabada. The reports just rave about his opening spell.
Oh, he was electric. Apparently just tore through the Aussie top order, ended up with 5 for 51. Brilliant bowling.
Set the tone perfectly.
Yeah.
Australia all out for 212. Yeah. Smith got 66, Webster 72. Showed some fight, but you felt South Africa were on top.
You absolutely did. But then came the South African reply. And this is where, reading your notes, you just feel that familiar dread creeping in.
Total collapse, wasn't it? Pat Cummins, bowling like the #1 bowler in the world, just went through them.
6 for 28. Just
Yeah.
incredible figures. South Africa bundled out for, 138. Just gone.
And the key moment, highlighted everywhere.
Yeah.
Aiden Markram, the opener, out for a 6-ball duck.
Yeah. And your social media capture showed it perfectly, that collective groan, the oh no, not again feeling. Suddenly Australia have a 74-run lead after day 1. Nightmare stuff.
Okay, but day 2, the reports suggest a shift. South Africa came out fighting with the ball again.
They did. Rabada was excellent again, and GD supported well. They really put the squeeze on Australia's second innings, had them reeling at 73 for 7. Looked like they could wrap it up quickly.
Game on. But then Mitchell Starc, the tailender, decides to play a blinder.
Yeah, exactly. Not elegant, apparently, but damn effective. Your notes mention he got dropped, too, on 14 by Jansen. Ouch.
How costly did that turn out to be?
Pretty costly.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to make 58 not out. And crucially, he puts on this massive, frustrating 59-run stand for the last wicket with Hazelwood, who just hung around for 17.
Oh, that kills momentum.
Totally. It pushed Australia's lead up, meant South Africa needed 282 to win. And guess who took the final wicket?
Don't tell me.
Aiden Markram. You couldn't write it.
Wow. So the chase, 282 at Lord's, that's a proper 4th innings target.
It really is. History says it's tough. And the start, well, it wasn't ideal, according to the reports.
Lord again.
Yep. Fresh off his 50, gets Ryan Rickleton early, caught behind for just 6. Nerves jangling immediately.
Okay, but then some stability.
Yeah, thankfully. Wayne Mulder came in, and he and Markram put together a decent little stand, 61 runs. Crucial to just settle things down.
Mulder fell, though.
He did, for 27. Starc again, actually. But by the close of day 2, South Africa had reached 94 for 2, still needed 188 more.
And Bavuma, the captain, he was out there.
Yep. But the key detail from your sources, he was clearly struggling, limping with a hamstring strain, but battling on. Sets up day 3 perfectly, doesn't it? The tension was immense.
Day 3. And reading the accounts, this was where the game truly turned. Resuming 94 for 2, needing 188, and Markram. after that first innings duck.
He came out like a man possessed. The reports described him as being on a mission, focused, determined.
Silencing the critics.
Absolutely. He got to 50 pretty quickly, 69 balls, I think it was. Playing these beautiful drives, apparently, just looked in total control.
And Bavuma alongside him. Still limping.
Still limping, yeah, but playing some incredible shots himself. Your sources mentioned one drive off Cummins that was apparently picture perfect, just pure courage.
Wow, and that partnership just blossomed.
It really did. Run by run, over by over, you could feel the belief growing. By stumps on day 3, they'd added an unbroken 143. South Africa cruising, relatively speaking, at 213 for 2.
Incredible turnaround. And then, the big moment for Markram.
The century. His 8th in tests, but this one, monumental. The first ever by a South African in an ICC final. Think about that pressure, that history.
How did he get it?
Reached it off 156 balls, clipped Hazelwood off his pads for his 11th four, and Lords, according to all accounts, just went wild. Not just the Safas, everyone knew they were seeing something special.
And the reaction back home?
Immediate. Your sources showed celebrations kicking off, social media going absolutely crazy, all those legends, Stain, AB, Vaughn, tweeting about the quality and the significance of the innings, especially after the duck.
It felt like the narrative was changing in real time.
Exactly. Shot by glorious shot. And Bavuma, still there, 65 not out, still limping but refusing to yield. What a picture.
Okay, day 4 arrives. South Africa need just 69 runs. Looks straightforward on paper.
Uh-huh. But this is South Africa in a final. As the reports captured, nobody was relaxing just yet. That history looms large.
And sure enough, early wobble.
Yep. Cummins, the Aussie skipper, strikes early, gets Bavuma caught for 66. He only added 1 run to his overnight score.
Oh, no. But what a brave innings.
Absolutely. The reports mention he got a huge standing ovation as he limped off. Fully deserved. But then, Tristan Stubbs goes quickly too, just for 8.
Suddenly, 61 needed, 2 wickets down.
Yeah.
Tension ramps right back up.
Big time. You could feel the anxiety through the reports. 2 new batters at the crease. Here we go again.
But Markram stayed cool.
Like ice. The reports describe him just continuing to bat with this immense composure, driving, pulling. Australia took the second new ball, off in a danger zone.
Yeah.
Markram greeted Hazelwood with a boundary first set, like, bring it on, just immense authority. He looked determined to see it through.
Did he? Did he carry his bat?
Almost. Right near the end, with victory in sight, he was finally dismissed, caught by Travis Headoff Cummins for an absolutely magnificent 136.
Wow. End of an era-defining knock.
Totally. And your sources noted this really nice touch. Several Australian players went over to congratulate him as he walked off. Real sportsmanship, acknowledging the quality of the innings.
Classy. So how many needed them?
Just 6 runs. 6 tiny, massive runs.
And who hit the winning runs?
Kyle Verreynne. Steered one through the covers for 4. Done.
The moment it happened.
12:45 p.m. London time. And Lords just exploded. Pure, unadulterated joy and relief, you imagine. South Africa, 282 for 5, winners by 5 wickets.
Incredible. Australia fought hard, Starc with 3 wickets.
Yeah, Cummins and Hazelwood bowled their hearts out too, but it just wasn't enough. This was South Africa's day, finally.
So let's talk significance. Markram's innings, obviously central. His whole journey, as your sources detailed. U19 star, then struggles and tests, in and out.
Yeah, and this 136 wasn't just runs, was it? It was a statement. A masterclass in skill, yes, but maybe even more in mental strength. Redemption defined.
He said something afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah, quoted in your material. Haven't scored more important runs. Weird how things worked out after a duck. Sums it up, really. First SA man with an ICC final ton. Joins names like Bradman at Lords with a 4th innings 100. Player of the match, no question.
But, as you said, not just him. The deep dive really shows the collective effort.
Oh, absolutely. Bavuma's captaincy through the pain described as the heart and soul. Rabada's 9 wickets across the match were immense, and GD, Jansen, Verreynne shipping in. Everyone played a part.
And the big one. Burying that choker tag. Is it finally gone?
It has to be, doesn't it? The reports all frame this as the moment. After 27 years, after the T20 final heartbreak just the year before, this felt like, as one report put it, a cathartic release. Finally.
And the scenes back home, you mentioned the celebrations.
Yeah, across the country. And that Eskom joke you found about them winning before the power went out, it just shows how much it meant, how it united people.
Beyond South Africa, too, this felt like a win for Test cricket.
I think so. The reports noted how the WTC has given the format real context and drama. And South Africa's run to the final 7 wins straight, topping the table, showed that grit and teamwork can still challenge the big money nations.
And to do it at Lords, the second highest chase there. perfect stage.
Couldn't have scripted it better. Pure test match theater.
It's good to see the funny side, too, though. Skimming the reactions you gathered, there were some good lines.
Yeah, the jokes about the Aussies hitting the Lord's bar early after their day 2 collapse. Classic.
And that tweet about Steve Smith's dropped catch and injured finger, mirroring South Africa's hopes, hanging by a thread.
Thankfully, the hopes held strong. And the joke about Markram's duck being practiced for a zero-emission World Cup, you have to laugh.
Captures the fan roller coaster perfectly.
And Bavuma as the limping pirate hitting boundaries.
Yeah.
Even KP saying it'd still make for a nervy sleep for SA fans. That nails the feeling, doesn't it? Even when they were close, that history made everyone nervous.
So what's next, according to the reports? South Africa looked to build.
Seems so. Test series in the Caribbean coming up, then the Champions Trophy in 2026. This has to be a launch pad.
And Australia.
They'll regroup. Cummins acknowledged Markram's brilliance, said they'd learn from it. First ICC final loss in, 15 years for them? They'll be back.
And nice to see the respect from former players, like that FAF post you included.
Yeah, proud of you, Aiden. History made. Simple, powerful. Sums up the feeling from ex-players.
So June 14th, 2025. A date for the ages in South African sport.
Absolutely. Markram's 136, a statement. Bavuma's 66. Pure guts. The win. A redemption song decades in the writing.
They walked in with that awful tag, walked out having shredded it. From duck to dazzling century for Markram. Incredible arc.
Cricket breaks hearts, we know that. But as this deep dive shows, on this day, it mended a nation's worth of them. That quote you found about winning our souls back. Pretty powerful stuff.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About these narratives and sport struggle, resilience, that final triumph against the odds. Can one day, one performance really shift decades of perception like that?
And what other stories of long-awaited redemption pop into your head when you hear about something like this? Maybe from sport, maybe from somewhere else entirely.
Definitely something to mull over as you go about your day.